Now that we have reviewed the peripheral nervous system, we turn our attention to the central nervous system. The spinal cord is a long, thin, tubular structure that begins at the base of the skull and runs the length of the body, ending at the lower back. It is protected by the part of our skeleton called the vertebral column, more commonly known as the spine or backbone. The spinal cord is considered the information highway of the nervous system, carrying 31 pairs of spinal nerves between the brain and the body. Each spinal nerve is mixed, with a sensory nerve bringing information to the brain and a motor nerve carrying commands to the body. These nerves enter and exit the spinal cord on the left and right at different levels based on the body part with which they communicate. The nerves then take local routes to reach their final destination. At the top of the spinal cord, we finally reach the brain, the powerhouse of the nervous system. If we view the brain from the front, we see that the bulk of its mass is made up of the cerebrum. It is divided down the middle into two hemispheres, each of which communicates with and controls the opposite side of the body. The two hemispheres share information with each other through a connecting structure called the corpus callosum. At the core of the cerebrum is something called white matter, which is composed of highly insulated nerve cells that allow for rapid transfer of information between the brain and spinal cord. On the surface of the cerebrum is a layer of gray matter, which consists of less insulated nerve cells, which communicate locally in an area of the brain called the cerebral cortex. Viewing the CNS from the side, we see that after information enters the brain from the spinal cord, it is sent to different structures for processing. The cerebellum and brainstem sit beneath the larger cerebrum and carry out less complicated information processing. The cerebellum is responsible for balance and coordination, while the brainstem controls subconscious functions like heart rate and breathing. Making our way back up to the cerebral cortex, we see that it is further divided into structures called lobes, where highly specialized processing occurs. The frontal lobe is responsible for all mental and physical action. It's from here that all of our thinking, planning, and movement originates. The parietal lobe is where bodily sensations like touch, pain, and pressure are processed. The occipital lobe processes all things related to vision, while the temporal lobe is responsible for thought processes which revolve around hearing, such as language development. Putting this all together, we finally see the big picture. Our peripheral nervous system brings sensory information from the environment to the central nervous system, where it is divided up for processing. Once decisions are made, commands are then sent down through the spinal cord back to the peripheral nervous system, where motor nerves tell the body to carry out actions. Throughout this series, we will continue to explore this complex system through which all of our daily interactions take place, including the role it plays in healthy and unhealthy thoughts and behaviors. So remember to stay tuned for more.